Welcome, everyone, to the Oddities podcast, which is sponsored by the Oddities Coffee Shop and Novelty Store. We're at 4182 Cordata Parkway. We're doing a different giveaway every month. There's no purchase necessary. Xbox One is the first one we did. That drawing is on December 13th, which will have already happened by the time you hear this. But we're doing a different giveaway after that, so you can come into the store to check it out and see what it is. We're also posting about it on Instagram. So you can follow us on there to see what kind of giveaways and promos we're doing. We're also doing different promos every single week that aren't related to that giveaway. So like currently we're doing a 30% off all board games promo, which ends on Saturday. So it will be over by the time you see this. But we're doing a different promo every single week. So you can follow us on Instagram at odditiespnw to see what our latest promo giveaway sale is that we're doing. This coming week, starting on Monday, we're doing $2 espresso drinks, any size, for bus drivers, military, and Whatcom students and faculty. This podcast is coming out on a Thursday, so there'll still be a couple days left of that promo. But you guys want to give us a follow on Instagram so you can see what else we're going to be doing. Starting on December 15th, we're doing free gift wrapping for Christmas. That's going to run from December 15th to December 24th. So it's free gift wrapping for any purchases that you make in store. My guest today is Sophie Jade. She's a local artist here in Bellingham, Washington, who moved up here from California with her husband, who's in the Coast Guard. She's here today to talk about her resin artwork that she does over wood. It's beautiful designs. We're going to post it here on YouTube so you can take a look. We'll post her Instagram so you can see the art that she makes. It's really great stuff. She's on here today to talk about how she got started, the changes she made along the way, and I hope you guys enjoy the show.
You're listening to the Oddities Podcast.
We good, everybody? We good? All right, Sophie. Well, thanks so much for coming in and doing this. So I like to start from the beginning a little bit and kind of dive into where you were born and where you're from.
I was born in Truckee, California, and
I've never heard of
grew
that.
up.
Is that a small town?
Yeah, it's right next to. It's like half an hour away from Tahoe City, where I grew up.
Okay. And how many people live in Tahoe City?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, really?
Like,
is it a big town or a small town? Or?
I want to say around 10,000 in that actual town, but there's a bunch around.
Okay.
But it's a small town, yeah.
And did you like growing up there, or small towns? Do you prefer small towns over cities or bigger cities or
So
bigger towns, I should say?
I always get into this with my husband. I don't like big places because I'm so used to my small town. But also, it's really nice not being in a small town where you know everybody.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
I don't know.
So Bellingham, I like Bellingham because it's not a big city. I don't like big cities because I hate traffic. I also think most cities are really ugly. All the cities I've been to, like I've traveled a lot. It's fun, but I never wanted to live there, you know?
That's
And then
reasonable.
small towns, I grew up in Port Angeles. I don't know if you know where that's at, but that's a small town of like 20,000 people. And kind of back to what you're saying, like everyone knows everyone, and there's not really much to do. And there's not really much in terms of if you're ambitious and want to make some money, you can't really make it in small towns.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
So you kind of have to go to college and then move away. And then once you do that, most people don't come back. They wind up either staying where they're at or going to some place where they can, practice or do whatever they want, their business or whatever their career was. So, do you ever come from a big family or?
No.
No? Brothers and sisters?
I have an older sister and a younger brother.
Uh-huh.
And then both my parents my dad's from the Czech Republic, so my whole family's over there. And then my mom's family's very big, but very spread out, so.
Okay. And growing up, were you very artistic? Did you like to draw and paint and do all those things as well, or?
Actually, no.
Uh-huh.
My whole mom's side is very artistic. My mom's very artistic, and I like drawing, but I'm in school I'm pre-med right now.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Well, you're on Instagram, and we're going to post all that info as well. And we're going to get to all your artwork that you do. So what point in your life did you start to get passionate or interested in art? Now, how would you describe the artwork you've done or that you do? I know it's resin, usually over wood or on wood. How do you describe it?
It's resin.
Yeah.
So usually I do it on top of wood, or I can make molds with it, which I have a couple, but I don't do that as much because the wood's sort of bigger with serving boards and whatnot. But yeah, it's just resin with pigment. And
how did you first get started with it, or even decide Because it seems to me like most people like paint or they draw. Like to do the type of artwork you do, like I haven't seen much of that type of
Right.
art. So like, how did you even get introduced to that?
So what how it actually started
Uh-huh.
is I really love resin tables.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's sort of how I got introduced to it. And then I went to school at UC Berkeley for a couple years before we moved up here.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got engaged, I wanted to like preserve my engagement flowers,
Mm-hmm.
which I've seen with resin.
I
So
actually saw the picture on your Instagram.
yeah, that's how it started, was that.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, this is really fun.
Uh-huh.
And so when we moved up here, I had no life and no friends and no job, and I wasn't in school. So I started really getting into it, and that's just how it started. I think I just started, I saw waves before, and so I wanted to try it
Uh-huh.
and figured it out pretty quick.
And did you watch
went
like
with it.
YouTube videos, like tutorials, or?
No, there's not really. The only place that I could actually find like how to
Uh-huh.
was other people who do it, but you had to pay for it.
Oh, really?
And so I never did that because it was more just for fun.
Uh-huh.
And so I just watched them and sort of played with
Uh-huh.
like different resins, different pigments, and different like heat guns,
No, I saw
hair
there was
dryers.
one specific resin that you said you like. It started with a T or
Total
something.
Boat.
Yeah, and
Yes.
so what makes that one better or your preferred one to use over the other ones?
I like how long it takes to dry.
Uh-huh.
It has like a longer, and it's also, I use tabletop resin opposed to like, there's a bunch of different types.
Uh-huh.
And I like that one.
Uh-huh.
It just makes the best cells, really. Makes
Okay.
the best looking waves.
Mm-hmm. How long does it typically take to dry?
24 hours to
Uh-huh.
like dry, and
Mm-hmm.
then a couple more days to like actually cure and be safe,
Okay, cool.
essentially.
And where do you get like the wood pieces that you use? Do you buy those or do you?
So
Mhm.
my my father-in-law,
Uh-huh.
he just moved to Tahoe actually,
Uh-huh.
which they were doing woodworking, and so he gave me actually a bunch of like pieces of scrap from their
Oh,
tables.
nice. Uh-huh.
And so that's what I started doing. And then I try to use like stuff from the woods, but we live in an apartment.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I don't have much
Do you do
space.
your art in your apartment?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Do
Yeah,
you
I
have to have like
use
ventilation for any of the stuff or no?
Yeah, I wear a mask, I open the windows, and
Uh-huh.
then I put out like a big plastic sheet on my carpet
Okay.
and just do it there.
And how long does it, I know you have all different pieces. By the way, you have really cool surfboards I saw. Do you
Yeah.
surf or have you surfed or?
I have surfed.
Uh-huh. Have you taken one of your boards out?
No.
No?
They're 3 feet
Yeah,
big.
okay. More for decoration. They look
Yes.
big against the wall. 'Cause
Oh
I
yeah.
saw one you had on the wall, which looked small, and then
Yeah.
the other ones looked bigger
When they were
in
leaning.
frame. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, dang, man, those are cool.
No.
Uh-huh.
You can't surf on them. I wish.
So do you have, I saw in one of your posts, and by the way, you only just started posting, I think, this year, right?
Oh
In
yeah, we
May.
moved up here I think 8 months ago now.
And that's when, like you
That's
said
when I
earlier, when
started.
you first started getting really into it.
Mhm.
Wow, that's not a long time. Like
No, not at all.
how great your pieces look.
Thank you.
I have a few of them saved on my phone I want to ask you about, but how long does, I guess let's just start with the surfboard in general. And by the way, we're going to post all the stuff so people can see them on YouTube, but how long does a surfboard typically take to like make that?
So it sort of depends.
Mhm.
The first ones I got were really cheap
Mhm.
because I was just trying it out.
Uh-huh.
But it was bad wood basically, so it took me a pretty decent time to sand it down first and then cut it out.
Uh-huh.
You sand it and then cut it, and then the pores, it sort of depends how many layers I choose to do.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, it takes like probably 30 minutes to do
Uh-huh.
the actual pouring.
So
And
when you have like multiple colors on a piece, do you have to just do one color and then let it dry and then you do another color and let it, how do you like
so
do all of that?
yeah. So I mean, I guess it depends.
Mhm.
But mainly what I do is I'll mix up the clear resin
Mhm.
and then I'll put it into multiple different cups and then add different pigments and then like lay it down in like different lines.
Mhm.
Um,
And I saw you using the hair dryer to like blow
yeah.
out the
I
waves.
don't
That's
use a
so
hair
cool.
dryer anymore.
You don't? No.
No.
Was that why what happened? Does it not work very well or?
Oh, it does.
It's just like an
I
amateur
just
thing that you're like, "Oh, that's not how you do it," or what?
I mean, I finally made the step to buy a real heat gun,
Okay.
is what it
Uh-huh.
is.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the hair dryer worked,
Uh-huh.
and it made cool stuff. But I was like, well, most people use like a real heat gun,
Yeah.
so I decided I should too, and I like it a lot
And
more.
how do you actually have you ever ruined any pieces or like anything that you just said this isn't working and threw it away? Like
I
or
never
did,
throw them away.
uh-huh.
I do. There are like a couple pieces on my Etsy, which now I need to update because
Uh-huh.
they're pieces from the very beginning, just like not up to par.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll just do another layer over them.
Okay.
Because, like, there's a couple that just have waves, but they're not great waves.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like drew in some turtles just to add something else to
Uh-huh.
it, and then did another layer of just clear
Mm-hmm.
waves over it to add more depth and stuff. And
What's the hardest part of would you say of making a piece? Is there a part that you find difficult or more
mm,
challenging or
the hardest part is not ruining my house with resin.
it's like once you get it in the rug, it's just like or what?
Oh, it will not come out.
Uh,
There's like one spot
where it's just like
that
hard
makes
resin on the floor.
it's horrible. Yeah, it does
Uh-huh.
not come. That's the hardest part.
Uh-huh. And you just try to
But
like cut it out of the rug. So it's
yeah, it'll be
uh-huh.
fun when we move out.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But the hardest part, I think, actually is when you pour it,
Hmm.
you basically, to get the cells, you don't keep messing with it. You
Hmm.
just leave it, which I think is the hardest part for me because
Uh-huh.
I just want to keep making it look the way I want. But
Now, when you say cells, can you explain what you mean there?
so
Uh-huh.
when like you do like the white and then you push the white over the rest of the color with like the heat gun.
Uh-huh.
And at first it just looks like white. It doesn't have like the bubbly ocean
Uh-huh.
effect, and that's what I mean by the cells. Is
Oh,
like
okay.
how it gets all speckled.
Uh-huh. And have you met anyone else in Bellingham that does similar
I
work?
have
Yeah.
not.
Now,
No.
I saw one of your posts. Do you I don't know where I can't tell like do you had your art on display somewhere. Do you do like farmers markets or swap like where do you go to display your stuff?
So I've only done two things.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm new to this whole
Uh-huh.
thing. um, I did one thing with Raw Artists down in Seattle,
Hmm.
and that was more just like an art display, art show, and that was fun,
Uh-huh.
but wasn't really what I needed.
Uh-huh.
And then
Uh-huh.
I did a market in Linden a couple weeks ago,
Oh, cool.
and that was,
That was good.
yeah, that was like an
Uh-huh.
actual market, and it went well.
Yeah.
And now my name's out there a little bit more, which is helping.
Well, I saw you had one piece where you got commissioned to make
Yes.
a piece.
Yeah.
And is that more nerve-wracking than just making it on your own from scratch, like whatever you want when someone specifically requests something? Or is it,
Not really.
uh-huh,
A lot of the people who I've gotten a few commissions now, and every time, because it's something that's not really well known.
uh-huh,
Like with painting, you can be like, hey, can you do this? And, it has to be that
uh-huh,
way because there's just so many people who paint. But a lot of people don't know really what even to expect.
mm-hmm,
So they're like, well, here's what I was sort of thinking. If you can do that, go for it. If you can't,
mm-hmm,
do whatever you want.
mm-hmm.
So it's actually really fun.
Oh, that's cool.
But
I saw that cheese board you had that looked dope. I like that one.
yeah.
Well, the colors, I love the blues. I love like the color, how
Yeah.
colorful it is. So, I mean, the pieces on there are pretty incredible. Can I get my phone back? Wow. There's a couple pieces I wanted to ask about or like show you like that I really enjoyed. Do you have like let me dive to this real quick.
Get on
So
my
while I'm looking
Instagram.
this up, so what have you found you like to do around Bellingham now that you've been here for a little bit? Do you have any hobbies outside of
Oh,
your
mountain
art?
biking is
Yeah.
really the big one. I never really mountain biked. I'm a huge skier.
Okay. So you plan to go up to Baker?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
We just got our Whistler passes too, so
Oh, nice.
really
Uh-huh.
excited about that.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you ski a lot growing up back home?
yes, all
Okay.
the time. I was a ski racer, and I've just
Oh,
like
dang.
skiing is
Love it, huh?
yes.
Had any bad experiences? Any bad crashes?
Surprisingly, no.
This one we're gonna put up. So that handle right there
Oh
is so
yeah,
sick. Do you still have that, or did you sell that already?
I gave that to my mom.
We'll put that up. That yeah, that's
That's awesome.
and then this one right here I really like too. This
Oh
piece right
yeah,
here. You still got that one?
Nope.
Uh-huh.
The live edge like cookies
Uh-huh.
really I did those all in the beginning
Okay.
and people love them
Uh-huh.
and I need to make more. I just
How
haven't.
long did it take this sandwich board piece here? How long did it take you to do that?
Those ones are actually really easy
Pretty quick?
because I only do one layer on those.
Uh-huh.
And so
What's your favorite piece that you do?
what's my favorite
Say,
piece?
okay, so these
Ugh.
these are you see how I thought they look? They
Yeah.
look so big. I mean, we're gonna show this for real, like on YouTube, but yeah, they look so big. I'm like, damn, they
They're
look.
all a
But then it
little
says right down
misshaped.
here, yeah, 2 feet long.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see. I was like, oh damn, those look cool.
I had to recut them. They're
Uh-huh.
actually out on my porch right now
Oh,
because
nice.
when we first made them, I cut them
Uh-huh.
instead of my husband cutting them.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not that great at cutting things.
So, which part
So,
on here do you do first? Do you put the shells on first, or does that come towards the
so the
end?
sand
Uh-huh.
is what I do first.
Okay.
I put like the sand down.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mix the sand in with the resin so it really sticks.
Okay.
And then put some shells in there,
Mm-hmm.
rocks if I feel like it.
And what are some of your current projects? What are you working on currently?
Right now
Oh, we'll have to put the ring photo up.
I
This
have
one right here. This is the original you're talking about, huh?
uh-huh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's cool. I saw
Yeah,
that on
that's the
there.
first thing I did.
Uh-huh.
My engagement flowers.
Anyway, sorry, just interrupt. What would you say? What are you currently working on?
So
Uh-huh.
I'm still doing like cutting boards and stuff. I have another event tomorrow. So the
Okay.
cutting boards and like
What's your event tomorrow?
I wish I could explain it,
Uh-huh.
but I don't really know. I had a friend message me
Uh-huh.
and ask if I wanted to sell my stuff at like a holiday party. And I'm not sure if it's like a work holiday party.
Oh,
What
okay.
kind of, I don't really know. There's
Oh,
not much
interesting.
direction.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know.
Well, that's cool. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but my two pieces I'm working on right now. One is a secret
Mm-hmm.
because it's for my mom for Christmas.
Okay, nice. She won't
And
listen to this. You can say. No, I'm kidding. Don't say.
I'm gonna
It's
tell
not-
you.
it doesn't.
I'm not letting her watch this yet.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's so I just picked up
You
like
don't have to say what it is.
I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm not she can't find this. She's not that good at the internet. I got like she had this idea of like a French door type thing
Oh, cool. Uh-huh.
as like a wall hanging and so it looks like you're looking out at the ocean essentially.
Oh, no, that's cool.
So,
How
yeah.
big is it?
It's not a French door
Uh-huh.
because I couldn't find any.
Uh-huh.
It's like a window,
Okay.
but it's pretty big.
And you're gonna like pack
don't know.
this up and ship it, huh?
I'm gonna bring it down when we go down
Okay.
in at the end of the month.
Oh, nice.
So that one I'm excited about. I'm gonna do waves on it and
Uh-huh.
sand, and I'm gonna try and cut mountains out of some scraps we have
Uh-huh.
and put that on there.
Oh, nice. Well, that'd be
So
cool.
that one's pretty exciting.
Do you have some projects coming up that you haven't that are kind of ambitious or outside of what you're doing currently? Or do
That
you...
one I'm nervous for.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how it's gonna end up.
Uh-huh.
But there's also one that I'm actually in like the middle of
Mm-hmm.
that I just pulled off my floor.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And it's California,
Uh-huh.
and it's for someone down back home who
Okay.
asked for a commission piece,
Uh-huh.
who really liked. I made a Tahoe for my mom,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "I love the Tahoe, but I also love your ocean
Uh-huh.
waves." I was like, "Okay, well, I can't put ocean
Uh-huh.
waves on Tahoe. That
Uh-huh.
would be ridiculous."
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So I just made California with big ocean waves on it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm gonna put Tahoe on top of it,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna like have it hovering over a little bit.
Mhm.
And that one I'm really excited about. I can do both I'm nervous for like the actual putting them together.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's in South Carolina.
Is he just training down there right now, or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's at the law enforcement center.
Husband's in the Coast Guard.
Yes.
I read that. I read pretty much all your posts because there were
Nice.
there wasn't a ton of
God.
them, but yeah, I did. So you currently though you're on Wacom, right?
Yep.
And you also work,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and so how much time do you spend a week doing your art? Is it just?
It depends.
Uh-huh.
So, like this week and next week are sort of hectic.
Uh-huh.
This week I have a lot going on, and I work a ton this week.
Uh-huh.
But then next week I have finals. But then we're going home right after,
Uh-huh.
and I have these like two huge projects I
Uh-huh.
need to finish. So right now I'm just doing a lot of everything.
Mhm.
But There's some weeks when, honestly, I don't do any art
Mhm.
because I like to do it for fun.
Yeah.
It's not, I don't want to make it a
You don't
job.
want to get burnt out
Right.
on it. Yeah.
It's sort of my escape from school and work.
Uh-huh.
So I don't want to do it because I have to.
Uh-huh. And how much time do you have left at Wacom? I saw you. What's that tool that you use? It starts with a D, I think maybe. There's something you were using to carve a piece of wood. You said well, it was
Oh,
going to
my
help you.
Dremel.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
what was it you want to go to grad school for, or you want to become a
Yeah, I want to be
doctor?
a surgeon.
Uh-huh. And so you're kind of
So,
practicing on wood right now.
yeah,
And we're gonna
it's
eventually
fun.
evolve into humans.
Right.
So
That's what
this is
I
how
was
it all begins,
thinking.
guys. You're seeing it here. Uh,
Yeah.
cool.
So at Whatcom right
Uh,
now, I did 3 semesters at Berkeley,
uh-huh.
and a lot of my stuff didn't transfer.
Oh, that sucks. So you have to do it over.
So yeah, right now
Uh-huh.
I'm at Whatcom doing retakes of a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And so I'm just there for a year, and then I'm
Mhm.
gonna transfer to Western.
Oh, nice.
But
Nice.
yeah.
So we have a coffee shop right across the street from Wacom named Oddities, which you have to come by and check out.
I
Are you a
will.
coffee drinker? Tea
Yes.
drinker?
I used
Yeah.
to not be, but my
Uh-huh.
husband's like, drink it.
Uh-huh. How
So
long? So
now
you
I
guys
sort of
have
do.
just recently been in Bellingham. Now, in the Coast Guard, do you have to move every couple years, or how does that work?
Yeah,
So,
so
like, if you're out Western in the middle and he has to go, like, how does that?
um so he has 4 years left.
Uh-huh.
And he has basically, I don't know what the proper word for it because I'm not good at
Uh-huh.
this military stuff.
Uh-huh.
But he basically is here for the next 3 years, and
Okay.
he'll have a couple months left. And so by the time that he has to leave, which we're hoping that he never will have to and he can just finish out here,
Mm-hmm.
that I'll be done with school.
Mm-hmm.
So should be fine. And if he ranks up, there's a possibility that they'll try to move him.
Mm-hmm.
But it was hard enough to get me to move from Berkeley
Mm-hmm.
anywhere.
Yeah, that's got to be tough, especially coming up here, huh? I mean,
I
you're used to the
I
winters. Uh-huh.
never have heard of Bellingham until he was like, I'm moving to Bellingham. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, oh,
Uh-huh.
okay, I'll look at
What do you
it.
miss about Berkeley the most?
I really actually don't
Oh,
miss
none at all,
Berkeley.
huh?
No.
Okay, it just took some convincing to get you to.
Right. Berkeley's just like prestigious, so
Uh-huh.
it feels bad leaving it,
Uh-huh.
but I hated it.
Yeah.
I did not like it at
Yeah.
all. It was
Did you always excel at school? Is school something that
I was good
you
at
were?
it in high school, but also I went to a relatively easy high school
Uh-huh.
where I also got out of school at 11 every day to go skiing.
You did? What high school is that?
It was North Tahoe High School.
Oh, wow, that's a dope high school.
You could
11?
Yeah, there's like a ski academy program where you
Oh
can
my
leave
God.
school early and go skiing.
Wow. And you,
But yeah, it was pretty easy.
uh-huh.
Not a lot of challenges. So when I went to Berkeley, I was like, I don't even know how to study. We've never had to memorize anything.
Uh-huh.
And so it's just like, I liked it.
Uh-huh.
It was a good experience. I don't like the place.
Uh-huh.
Didn't like how much everyone was entitled, basically, I
Uh-huh.
guess.
Uh-huh.
But
Yeah.
I'm happy to be somewhere where I can have fun.
And you said you skied, or did you say you skied competitively, or you raced or something
Yeah,
like that?
for a little bit.
Uh-huh. And how long did you do that for?
I don't really know.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I don't know when it started, but it ended very beginning of high school, I
Mhm.
think, because both of my siblings also raced and it got expensive.
Were you guys competitive with each other?
Not really.
No.
Because it was like different ages.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, my older sister raced and she was really good and she was at the old age, so she couldn't like quit at that point.
She was at the old age?
Well, it was like at a certain point,
Uh-huh.
if you're still in it, you're like good.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, well, she's doing good,
Uh-huh.
so I can't.
Uh-huh.
I can't make her. And then my little brother was just so excited about it, which ironically he hates skiing now.
Oh, really?
So he should have quit
He's just-
racing
He's just
instead of
over
me.
it, huh?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's weird. I don't know
Uh-huh.
why he doesn't like the snow.
Yeah. So since you've been in Bellingham, have you met people and you're starting to
Yeah, a
get
little
more-
bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
It's
hard whenever you move to a new place, but
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also hard because usually I make my friends through work, and now I'm a nanny,
so you work
so I'm
alone.
like, oh, children.
Uh-huh.
But I've made some friends at school, and
Uh-huh.
now quite a few through my art, which is awesome.
Uh-huh. So your art, you sell on Etsy. Do you sell on it? Do you have your own website you sell on or anything else? Or are you
I
going
actually
to move into
do
that? Uh-huh.
have one that I'm trying to switch to. I've made it. It might be published,
Uh-huh.
but I haven't actually like announced it or
Oh,
posted it
okay.
anywhere.
It's coming soon, maybe.
Coming soon.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I should stay on Etsy or make my own. I don't know yet.
Yeah. Do you feel like Etsy's been good experience? I've never sold on there or anything like that. Is it?
I like it.
Uh-huh.
I've actually been listening to a podcast
Uh-huh.
where it's like marketing,
Uh-huh.
and so I've actually been using a lot of advice with Etsy, and it's helping my views go up,
Mhm.
which is awesome.
Oh, that's good.
But at first I was pretty bad at Etsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think I'm getting better though.
Nice. Do you have any commission pieces you're currently working on right now, or?
I mean that Tahoe, California piece is a commission,
Uh-huh.
but that's it,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice.
Nice. And so, and so you're finishing up at Wacom, and then you said you had how long before? You have one more year, and then you're gonna try to go to Western. Is that the plan?
Yeah, so at the end of this school
Uh-huh.
year, I should be done.
And
at
then where do you think
Wacom.
you'll go after Western for grad school? Or
I
where do
have
you
no
want?
idea.
Yeah,
I
haven't
have
thought that far ahead yet.
no
No.
clue.
And what made you want to get into what was the surgeon you wanted to be again?
Well, I want to do orthopedics now,
Uh-huh.
but forever I wanted to do trauma or heart.
Uh-huh.
But then I got married and realized I want to have a life.
Uh-huh.
So I decided that bones was probably the
Uh-huh.
best way to do that.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. What do your parents do for work? Are they in any medical profession or anything like that?
My mom's a bartender,
Uh-huh.
and my dad builds chairlifts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So,
Uh-huh. Cool. So if people want to buy your art, like where would you recommend that? Check it out on Etsy. We'll post the link and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Etsy, and
Uh-huh.
then
We'll post your Instagram as well, so people
yeah,
can follow you there.
Instagram is really where I do a lot of my sales,
Uh-huh.
which is funny.
On Instagram, really? Oh, nice.
Yeah, because honestly, I'm pretty bad at updating my Etsy.
Uh-huh.
But so a lot of the time, if I post something on Instagram, people will be like, "Oh, is this available?"
Mm-hmm.
And
So that's the best way to do it?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll post all the links to everything. We'll put up the Etsy, the Instagram, and everything. And so if people want to get a hold of you, the best way would be just DM you on Instagram, or
Yeah.
is that the best way?
Yeah.
Email or anything? No, just DMs?
I have an email.
Uh-huh.
It's sophiejadedesigns@gmail.
All right.
But-
So there you go.
But Instagram.
Uh-huh. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming in and doing the podcast today. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. By the way, when I slid into your DM, so this is a really awkward story. It's really weird, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I want to I don't want to put the guy on blast. So I kind of want to scoot around it a little bit. But so a guy came in, we got set up with Valpak, for those of you who don't know. There's like these coupons. We have a coffee shop and a retail store in Bellingham. He came in, Valpaks are like these coupons that get mailed out with like, discounts for businesses or whatever. So he was telling me, he's like, oh yeah, my daughter does like art with like woodworking and whatnot. And I was like, oh, because I've been following you a while, because I go on Instagram and I just go to the Explore feature and look at Bellingham and Whatcom, and I kind of scroll through, and I'll follow artists and athletes and realtors and just anyone I'm kind of interested in.
Right.
And I really liked your work, so I was like, oh, dope. I was following you for a while, and he's like, yeah, she does this cool stuff, and I was like, I think I know who she is. I'm like, is it her? He's like, yeah. And so then when I DM'd her, I was like, hey, I talked to your dad.
I was
and
freaking out.
And you're like, what? Because he told me that was you. He was an older guy, and like you said about like your mom's not gonna find this. Like older people aren't very good. They don't know what Instagram is.
Right.
I was like, oh, is this her? He's like, yeah, but I didn't show your picture, just the art. And he's like, yeah, that's her. And so then when I DM'd you, I was like, hey, I talked to your dad. No. You know, and you're like, my dad's in Tahoe. Like what?
Yeah, I was like, someone's pretending to be my dad.
Creepy. Yeah,
it's
but
okay.
He wasn't. It's okay. He's a good guy, I think. I only met him once.
Now I want to know what
Yeah.
his daughter does, though.
Well, he gave me her card. I actually have it
Oh,
in my
nice.
pocket, so we can look it up after this. So.
Great.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming in. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Awesome. Cool.